So don't deceive yourself. So, well, God has called me into this. If God is calling you into something, it needs to be pure. It needs to be from God. It shouldn't be something that's going to be bringing devils into your life. But reggae is not the only one. Have you ever noticed juju worshippers? They drum a lot. They drum a lot. And they dance a lot. A lot of the dancing steps that people get from the world, a lot of them are to demons. These are things that are the movements of devils. I've dealt a lot with people with evil spirits. Some of you may have been in some meetings where we're doing those things. The moment I start addressing the evil spirit, you see some, they start dancing. And the guy or the girl is not in control. They go like this. How many of you have seen them? And you think they're going to fall. They can bend in an awkward way and still be standing. Why? Because it's not them, it's the evil spirit. And they're twisting themselves in some funny way. If you began to drum for them, they will show you their dance. The same dance that they do at the shrines.
Music is a spiritual thing. You don't play with music. If you play with music, you will die young. You see, because when the higher forces give you a gift of music, musicianship, it must be well used.
I get possessed by the spirits. I get possessed by the spirits.
Right before I performed, I raised my hands up, and it was kind of the first time I felt something else come into me. Felt something else come into me.
And so I sold my soul to the devil. Sold my soul to the devil.
It appears that it is these demonic beings that energize Jackson when he hits the stage. Jackson stated, quote, "When I hit the stage, it's all of a sudden a magic from somewhere that comes and the spirit just hits you and you lose control of yourself."
Then there's this other kind of music. I watch the young people and I see that they've taken it into the church. And when they're dancing and they have their hand here. Have you seen it? Have you seen it? Very stupid dance. Very stupid dance. Very offensive dance. And they've carried it from the world and brought it into church. The reason I'm telling you this is about symbolisms. There are dances that people have and they're doing them in churches, but these dances are demonic. They're inspired by demons. And they're being danced in churches by so-called musical leaders and music, whatever they call themselves. What's actually happening is these are offerings and libations that are being offered to Satan through symbolisms. And demons thrive on these offerings. You have to understand. You have to understand. Demons feed on worship.
So desperate is the adversary in this quest that he also seeks to lure, deceive, and culture innocent children into offering satanic worship from an early age by infusing subliminal messages and symbolisms in music and films targeted at children.
Satan's not an evil guy. He wants you to learn and question why. He wants you to have fun and be yourself. And by the way, there is no hell. Science is important, so we understand the world. truth. Let's help him, boys and girls. Satan's not an evil guy. He wants you to learn and question why. He wants you to have fun and be yourself. And by the way, there is no hell. Everyone is different, and that's okay with Satan. He'll always treat you equal, whether you're black, white, or gay.
Satan-inspired theosophist Alice Bailey is quoted to have said, "When you are changing a nation, don't bother with the old people. They are too stuck in the old traditions. They will not change. But go for the children, especially 10 years and younger."
Does this look wholesome to you? This video alone could freak out parents, but the Satanic Temple is trying to reach students by getting into elementary schools nationwide. The group says it's an alternative to a Christian-based after-school program. Denver 7's Mark Boyle's been looking into this, and Mark, they say it's a kid-friendly club.
That's right. Hard to believe, but that's exactly what they preach here. And this is the parental permission slip that they're handing out so your kid can participate. Here's the After School Satan website. They even have a children's book dedicated to this. Now, they say there are some wholesome activities and lessons to be learned, but others believe it has no place around children. It could turn into one hellish extracurricular activity. That is, if the Satanic Temple has its way.
We're not actually talking about Satan and Satanism because we have no interest in converting. It's just that in our religion, science and reason is what is the most valued.
We do not believe in an actual devil. In our clubs, we do not do any sort of rituals or devil worshiping or any kind of sacrificing of goats, all the scary things that are kind of made up in people's heads. We simply, where kids can be kids, where they can interact with other children.
But there is obviously a lot of concern here. Some, like Liberty Counsel founder Matt Staver, say the club is nothing more than a bunch of atheists trying to fight back against Christian-based after-school programs.
This particular so-called Satanist club is not wanting to be there to express a viewpoint. They're wanting to disrupt the process.
I want to say that everybody's entitled to their beliefs. However, I feel like that's just a little odd.
They already took, God out of schools, but now they're going to allow Satan in. It's just crazy.
We're disconnecting Satan and his works from the nations, from the cities. We're disconnecting him. And he cannot proceed. He cannot proceed with his acts. He cannot proceed.
Music is a reflection of the culture and ideals of a people. Little wonder the adversary seeks to culture the world with the ideals of darkness through symbolisms in music and arts. But while the church remains, we will culture the nations aright, filling the nations with the sons of our kingdom, that they may worship the one true God, who is the true author of music and Lord over all. Revelation chapter 11 verse 15 says, "The kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his Christ,